before the heaven and the earth came to existence. What was I before the heaven and the earth came to existence? What was I before the heaven and the earth came to existence? What was I? That, my friend and practitioner, we practice meditation. This method emphasizes practicing all the understanding on the explanation to improve our belief in our own mind, and always practice. But without the understanding, without the Buddha teaching, our experience one remind to improve our belief. We cannot practice. We cannot maintain the down correctly. But if we don't emphasize practicing, mean that maintain down correctly, we cannot get the Buddha meaning. So, from understanding and practicing, have to each other. If we don't verify the understanding, we don't verify our belief, and verifies practice, like emphasize practice, like we don't have enough to point. The patriarch and experience one always require for the practitioner two important points. The first, that's belief in our Dharma. The second, that emphasize practicing. So every day we have question answer. Every day we just have a very short period of time to practice. That help the practitioner go to the right way of the practice. Help the practitioner improve the practice until awakening. So ask the question very clearly and continuously. When practitioner strong, yes, strong belief in his own mind, and no even one talk of ignorance rising, no discrimination in my rising, and always practice, always maintaining the down. If the belief in the own mind not enough 100%, the practice justly interrupt the thought rising between the down broken. So we continue to practice and continue have question answer. Question answer help help the practitioner and also help the Dhamma friend to practice more and more. Mean help the practitioner get strong belief in the own mind and emphasize practice. Just ask the question. Maintain down. Kính thưa quý thầy, quý sư cô,
Dear monks, nuns, and all auto meditation practitioners, the practice of auto mainly focus on the practice, because without the practice there will be no achievement in the practice. And when we are in a practice, if we don't have enough trust in the mind, then it would be a lot of interruptions in our practice, and we cannot practice. And when we practice, we need to sustain and somehow continue to support our determination, really strong determination. And when we have this strong determination, we will feel very regret when we waste our time not practicing. So we need to diligently return to the practice, make ourselves return to the practice. So each day we have this practice time together and Q&A. And this sharing time basically is gonna help us to support our practice. It's not about to build up our own knowledge or contain all the information. So all this sharing is about to help us to trust in our mind and maintain doubt. And when we're able to initialize the doubt, and this is gonna be about non-duality, no subject and object, or in the gaining something or try to seek something or obtaining something, or this is the practice we basically to discover our own prasna, and this is a very special practice. This is not about using our too much energy, and the patriarch, they usually recommend us not to waste too much energy in a practice. So basically you need to allow this practice naturally born, and this is a practice is about as long as you have strong determination of the birth and death, and then you're gonna have the strong determination to the gaining the doubt, greater doubt. So this is basically the practice and mainly focus on the practice. So we have the strong effort and diligence to practice, and as long as we continue, as have been dedicated past for 30 years, and as practitioners we need to have this basics requirements You need to have a strong determination and maintain the doubt. And when you know that you have the great doubt, you should focus on the practice. And eventually it's going to lead us to the self-nature. And this is going to where it's going to relinquish all the self-attachment and go all the way to the source of ignorance. And in the Sugam Sutra, that is enter the extreme. So we should practice this as into the prajna, not on the conventional practice. So eventually we're able to taste the Zen, the true Zen. And when we're able to practice this, we able to see the true meaning or true intention of the Buddha that want us to practice. And the more we practice, the more we're able to experience the trust in the mind, in ourselves. So this is what I want to share. It's not just based on the words, the speak that I've been made. So right now, if you have any questions or sharing experience, please raise your hand. Namo Satya Namo Buddha. Miss Bivang, please go ahead.
Con kính chào thầy, kính thưa quý sư cô.
Dear thầy, dear Master Sanghas and practitioners,
Bạn Đường-Tu chia sẻ như thế này.
I have heard one of our Dharma friends.
Bạn ấy có thấy là tất cả những cái ý niệm nào mà
and
đều là
this practitioners is basically share about the other after the practicing and listening to your explanation, and this practice seems a little bit difficult for this practitioners, and somehow hard to grasp on the self-release attachment. So can you explain more for this practitioners? Thank you.
Đối với lại người mới bắt đầu tập tham thiền,
as the beginners,
họ vẫn chạy trên cái phân biệt.
They usually based on still continue to self-attachment in this practice.
Thì cũng là giống như là xuất lưu.
And when we as beginners we practice this, and sometimes our mind is running outward to grasping the duality, and also including our habitual patterns in our conventional world, and it's always externally focused on subject and object. And this practice is still basically inward and against all the conventional practice for daily life that we use this dualistic approach in different things. And when we deal with or encounter with different things in our life. So when we practice this practice, those conventional or worldly practice is going to interfere with our practice. So therefore, the Buddha usually create all this skillful practice, but all this skillful practice eventually is going to help the practitioner to return within, not outward again, into the stream, but not go out of the stream. So eventually it's going to help practitioner go beyond the self-attachment and ignorance. Even practitioners, progress, going deep into the practice, you're gonna see the difference. And right now, some beginners may be not able to approach to asking me questions, but they have to ask to another person to ask this. So we get more obstacles in the practice, but that's okay. So as long as you continue to practice and eventually you get used to it, and you're gonna ask the question yourself. But the practice is eventually gonna help us to create more doubt, and the practice is gonna help us to go to the absolute level. Because when we have strong determination for birth and death, so for the patriarchs, they create different level of skillful means to lead us. So we not living in the time of the Buddha or the patriarchs, and we're not able to use those skillful means, but that's okay. We still able to practice this. So during the Buddha time or the patriarch, they usually help us to see the true nature of the mind, to see the false mind, the elusive mind, awakening mind. So eventually, the practitioners able to enter into the self nature or true nature. So most importantly is the practice. The more practice, the more you're able to trust in the practice or trust in your own mind. And right now, we're not able to trust in the practice yet, but eventually you will. So as the light Zen master, when we hold on to this practice, it's like meaningless. No sensational feelings or anything. It's so boring when we just hold on to this quantum questions. But actually, this is going to help us to lead us into the a breakthrough. Eventually, return to our own true nature. And this boring dead wood, and literally when we say chew this boring wood, mean the hot is so boring, and as long as we continue to ask the question, always consider the hot. But if you don't, you're not gonna taste the Zen, the true Zen. But as long as we continue to go at it, and eventually you're gonna taste it, you're gonna feel it. So as long as we just start and initialize the question, and sometimes it's gonna take time, about 3 to 5 months, like Zen Master Lakewood stated. Even though we still had the end of the Hot IV, but that's okay. Eventually, we're gonna head to the Hot, the before thought or before work. So all this, when we still contain all this knowledge, all the words, even when we ask the word, the question is we still at the end of the word. So Zen Master Xuan Yuan, he said about 3 to 5 months we see you at the end of the motto. But if you have the strong determination, we're gonna lead to the motto. And we're gonna leave the thoại vĩ or the end of the word behind. And as long as we hold on to the practice, it's gonna you can see the difference between the course, the superficial level to the subtle practice, and it's gonna eventually lead us to the true practice. So when we're talking about subject and object, far or near, need to prove this and that, any of that is gonna support our trust in the mind and support our practice. So in the old time, ancient time, practitioners go see the patriarchs. Some Zen masters, they beat the practitioner, yell at the practitioner, scold them, and all these skillful means help the practitioners to able to enter the stream into the practice and help them to complement their practice. So when we start asking the question, the Huato question, and also just follow the Sangha, follow practitioners, and eventually you're gonna gain more experience, and you're gonna see the difference with other traditions or practice that you had before. So this is direct practice, go directly into the own our mind. So when we attend this something, all these sections, we're able to listen to different practitioners' experience, and also we're going to share with our old time Zen master like Lê Quả, Sen Yuan, and Rick Wei, and all these Zen masters, they all have the great experience that we can learn from them, and this is gonna help us to support our practice. So that's my explanation. Makes sense to you? Yes. I actually have another request or another question about practice, and my colleagues want to spread this practice widely. So how come we don't have this retreat like big retreat? More widely, you know, so that everyone can know this is his her intention. So this is basically our again, this is good intention, but still, you know, it's still self-attachment and habitual patterns in like the world. So the main thing is just strong your own strong practice continuously. So it's gonna affect our own speech, acts, and our intention. If not, then we're gonna falsely helping in the wrong way. So the Buddha usually say this: we need to awake ourselves first, and then we help others. So we need to help ourselves first, and then we're gonna help others. so that we won't go in the wrong path. So in our daily life, we have a lot of self-attachment. So even other sentient beings like the animals, some animals they able to lead the pack. Like let's say the good horse. If a good horse, they can lead the herd to the better pasture, so they can have good grass to eat. And like birds and so on, many animals they able to do this. So as our group of practitioners, we should be able to awake or realization first, before we're able to lead other friends. So we should go beyond the animal instincts. It's all about the awakening. It's not about you're gonna be a leader, or because when you try to be a leader like the instinct animals practice, it's still on the self-attachment. So through our practice, it's gonna transform ourselves, transform our own mind through our act, our speech, our thought. So it's not just about not walk the walk, talk the talk. So we should be the one who able to lead with our practice, but not just talk the talk, but not do walk the walk. And this is through our practice, through exchange, through our own collaboration, so that way we're able to understand the path more. And this path of awakening, when we're able to, when every one of us walk together in the correct guidelines, but not based on our own individual conventional mind. So we have to base on the four refuges. When the practice is not about shut our mouth, close our mouth, or saying too much. So it's about all based on condition arise. When condition we need to do something, we do. But when we don't have to do something, we don't have to do something. So it's not all about the same, but it's based on our own practice, based on the guideline. It's not strange, to all the conventional, but it's also the same with the conventional tradition. So we basically, the practice not is not abiding on anything. So that is the true prajna teaching. That's the true Zen. So all the condition arise, but our mind not abiding. So our practice is gonna radiate, to all sentient beings. So they all can taste this practice, the energy of practice, and they eventually self show the seed of prajna. And this life or next life, eventually they're gonna solve their own birth and death. That is all practitioners' intention, and not only us, but this is the desire, for the all time of the Buddhas, 3 times of the Buddha, and the Kung Fu is the practice is gonna help us to accomplish that. So it's not just about wanting, but not without practicing. So otherwise we're gonna have a strong self-attachment, and we're gonna fall into the trap of our own conventional mind or worldly mind. So just about start with our own practice, and we just introduce to those who have good condition with us, good cause and effect. So this is not about using the conventional mind to create desires. And there's another question in the practice from another practitioner. So this practice is used that don't know mind to practice. So can you explain again for me? Thank you. So the Zen practice, when we say don't know mind to practice, it's just another jargon. So when we say don't know mind, it means when we direct our mind to the original mind or stream entrance. So there's another way to say is that we use the doubt to practice. When we have the doubt, when we know something, there's no more doubt. And when we don't know something, that is a good doubt to for our practice. So when we use a lot of good explanation, you already find the answer, so there's no more doubt. So when we use explanation, it's only because we try to support the practitioner's mind. We try to sow the seed of trust in the mind for the practice. Betrays, usually say this because we try to help you to direct to the trust in the mind. So that's why we want to say to explain this. So you should not chase after my words. So again, so therefore we should not about chasing the words, but create the trust in the mind and strong practice. That's how it's created the doubt. So the doubt here is not something that we should something that it's not a byproduct of the mind. It's then we go in the wrong way or path that the patriarch want us to go. So we should be careful with this. So in order to truly understand what is the great doubt is, then we need to have this practice, and we need to have this kind of exchange, a dialogue or collaboration, so that we're able to truly understand. So all this saying, all the explanation is just a skillful way to help you to understand. So when you just don't know to practice something, then how can you practice? And you're gonna go in the wrong path. So therefore, all these explanations, all this Dharma talk, we need to help practitioner, so that way able to direct the true understand to the practice. So if any thoughts arise, we're not going to say that you need to block all the thoughts, but we just need to ask the question. When you ask the question, that is the usage of the skillful mean. And when you're able to ask the question, then you're going to create a doubt. So that's the practice. So that's the answer for the question. And right now we run out of time. So thank you all the monastic